Frank. Blink of an eye, things have gone amok.
What a pansy.
Just a bit outside.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I know you've all been waiting a long time and very patiently, which I might add. Thank you for Tea Time 106. Brian,
Jason,
how are you?
I'm good. We're back.
Episode
it's been a while.
6.
It's been a while.
But
3 weeks,
just a bit
4
outside.
weeks. But we've been busy. We've been traveling everywhere.
A lot of golf.
A lot
Well,
of golf.
some of us have been playing golf. But
Yes.
welcome, Just a Bit Outside podcast. We got a fun little episode today. Sponsor for our show today is from OnlyToes, because some people just can't get enough of the piggy that went to the market. And I know you love our sponsors, Brian. Are you excited for this one?
I'm really excited. I mean, the sponsors say it all the time. You know, they keep the fridge stocked. It's those royalties let me go on a bunch of golf trips. I got one coming up next week as well. So thanks to all our sponsors. Appreciate it.
And perfect segue to mention our guest of Dave Anderson, who is a big fan of the sponsor as well. So that's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of questions lined up for him. A little bit of fun in there, a little bit of craziness, and a little bit of normal golf questions, I guess. But hey, let's get to the podcast stats. So before our last episode, we were 7 subscribers, 96 views in the last 2 weeks. A little over 16 hours of watch time and 6 likes. We are up to 8 subscribers, or 8 subs for short.
It's like one every 2 weeks we're getting.
It's a pretty good pace.
Yeah. It's a great pace.
Could be going the other way.
True.
Could be going the other way.
True.
141 views lifetime, over 26 hours of watch time, and just under 4,000 impressions, 9 likes.
Yeah. I thought that's a lot. That's a big number.
What are the impressions? Do we know what that means?
It's how many times your video shows up in like the thumbnail when somebody searches on YouTube. So it's popped up that many times.
Maybe we should just put a bunch of sexual things in the names of our
Yeah,
episodes.
we got to do clickbait people.
Yeah, because then we'll get like 1 million impressions.
Yep. What's this? Oh, just 2 idiots talking? I don't want to listen to this.
We'll put OnlyToes in the in the name, and then
Yes.
we'll get a lot more. Right?
Yeah.
What do we got for errors and omissions? Anything? Still perfect?
No, still perfect. We're doing well. You know, we're just that good.
I love hearing that. Toast, Coast, and Roast. Kev, we always appreciate the newsletter. This is from the June 11th newsletter. Chris Carnahan, go check it out. I thought the best line myself was, Chris approaches a 5-footer like it's a hostage negotiation, with nerves, hesitation, and eventual heartbreak. So, sorry, Chris, but the beginning of your swing sounded good, I guess. But what are you going to do, you know?
It's a great section.
Can you give us a little recap of matches and standings of what we had or what we missed?
Yeah, absolutely. So things are heating up. There's a 5-way tie for first place on match points. Beaver Party, Partham Bar, Front Porch Fun Bags, Beauty and the Beast, and Different Strokes all have 12 points. Now, obviously, points scored is a different thing with Beaver Party in first. But it is a tight race for the team competition. So everybody got to bring your A game.
It's tight up top.
Yeah.
It's tight up top. We like tight. Tight's nice. Mm-hmm. Tight is nice. And TGL?
TGL, Sean regains the lead with Ryan winning the Fuzzy 2-Glove Open. But also, shout out the newsletter. Did you see the comment in there about, my team?
No.
Partham Bar, and then there's another team.
No, don't care.
Bogey Bros.
Oh yeah, sure.
Bogey Bros have a 6-game losing streak. We have a 6-game winning streak. Who's going to break it first?
Wow.
Could be a bet for Casino D Hikes.
Well, we'll talk about that in the Casino Day Hikes section. Which
Sure.
will be a short section, I'm sure. But is Fuzzy 2-Glove? Is that because he wore 2 gloves?
Yes.
Were they both on his hands?
They were both on his hands.
All right, I figured maybe a different glove.
Better grip, I think, is what he said. I don't know.
Sure.
Made that up. Could be.
Maybe I should try it.
Hey.
Right? Can't hurt.
Can't hurt you anymore.
Can't hurt.
Mr. 59.
Yep. All right. Had to just, throw that in there, huh? All right.
Had to. Just jam it.
What do we got for next week? Or I should say tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Early they say partly cloudy, sunny with, I hate to say it, they said chance of scattered storms in the afternoon. High of 89 degrees, so be a hot one out there. And I know there was some discrepancies last time. If we do have storms, hopefully everybody knows what the rainout rule is now. Mm-hmm. Jason, do you know what it is?
Should we get into this now, or do you want to finish your section and then we can talk about it?
I mean,
we could have a whole episode, I think, on the rule out. The rain rule out.
All right. Well, we'll circle back to that then.
I think we will circle back.
Tomorrow's match is Dirty Birdies versus Different Strokes. For 3 versus Beer Party. Big Gulp versus Par Then Par. That's a marquee matchup right there. Mm-hmm. Beauty and Beast versus 3-putt Specialists. The King and Duck versus Front Porch Fun Bags. Bogey Bros versus I Like Big Putts. And then the TGL event is the Wonderly Classic.
Can you tell us what the Wonderly Classic means?
It is after one of the league members that was in the league for a while. So, Dave Wonderly.
What do you think Wonderly would get on the Wonderlic? What's the lowest score you can get? I don't even know the guy.
The lowest score
on the Wonderlic
in the event, in the match?
No. You know what the Wonderlic is?
No, I do not.
It's like a aptitude intelligence test that people can take.
Clearly, I would fail at that.
Yeah, you're already minus 1 point.
Minus 1.
You're starting in the red.
You know what? Did you chat GTP that to sound very smart?
What? Well, you're gonna have to be more specific. Which part?
Which part?
No.
The Wonderly aptitude test.
No, the Wonderlic. It's a real test.
So you're just a genius. I'm here with a genius. You know exactly what that is.
Some people have called me that, and the songbird of our generation. So.
Okay. Awesome.
You don't know when to quit, do you, Griswold?
Chips.
Changing 500. Whoop.
All right, great. So next order of business is to order you a Wonderlic test. Is that where we're...
Some consider me a genius already, so I don't need to take that test.
Who does? What is the list?
Have you ever done those things on Instagram? Like, if you can do this, you're considered a certified genius?
Well, I would click the ones that are like, do you want to make it bigger? Oh, never mind.
Too much information there.
Well, I usually say no. That's why I don't take the test. All right. So, sure. I mean, Casino de Heikel is usually where we talk about this here, but, I mean, is it over, or should we just...
We've talked about it before. It's been very stressful. I've got a lot going on, a lot of golf stuff, a lot of personal. Maybe it will make an appearance, not tomorrow, because that definitely won't happen. Maybe next time.
Next time?
Yeah.
All right, we apologize in advance if that was a little choppy transition, because our amazing guest just showed up and had to get let in through our major security here at the building and killed it. So, but Dave's here. So, hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Oh, you look nice.
Major guest. I feel honored.
You should be honored. It's a privilege to be here, but we are very excited to have you, so we appreciate that you came on.
Oh, I appreciate you, boys.
First guest that isn't actually part of the golf league, too.
True. That's right.
Branching out.
First one. No one can ever take that title away from you.
You guys hit the bottom of the barrel.
It's just
no one else would come. So.
That sounds accurate.
No.
But so a little bit of golf news. I know we've had a little 2-3 week hiatus, but JJ Spawn just won the Open, right?
Yeah.
We're recording
Dramatic
this as
finish.
6/16. We've mentioned his name twice now.
Yes.
Here. He won Sawgrass, the Players.
Well, no, he didn't win it. He was in the playoffs. And lost to Rory.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, he's making a lot
Some
of
say
money.
that prepped him, though, for this win.
Yeah,
because...
we're a good luck charm.
Yes.
I like that. Kind of looks like if you took Tony and shrunk him down a little bit. Does he look like him? Like, you know how you can zoom in and out with your fingers? I feel like JJ Spawn is short.
If Tony could have a good beard, maybe.
Yeah, he had a beard.
No good beard?
No, Tony doesn't. I don't know. Tony ever have a beard? I don't think I've never seen him with a beard
Maybe
before.
you should try. It might look cute.
See him never cut his hair. Come like a mop, but somehow we always get back to talking about Tony.
Oh,
so
it's great.
The newsletter, the podcast. There's always something about him.
But Patrick Reed did hit an albatross from 289 out. That's insane.
He didn't even know it went in. He was like, He's like looking around, like, what happened? There was like, yeah, I went in. And he's like, oh, cool. It's like,
Big
all right.
Got a big dumb face.
Yeah. He's like, do I get extra money for that? Nope.
Yeah.
Sure don't.
Stop cheating, and maybe you will.
But
Is there any way he's not the bottom 5 guys that play in majors today that are top 5 most hateable players because of his history?
He's in the top 5.
probably.
I mean, he's like
Justin
my
Rose.
top
He's like
3.
a villain.
Patrick Reed are like,
Cantlay for sure is
Cantlay, yes.
most annoying for me.
yeah, he should be doing my taxes. Like, what is that guy doing?
He should be doing
Like,
it.
Yeah.
You're late. File extension.
It's like a serial killer just walking around.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
who's this guy? But obviously, a lot of news about the course and how difficult it was. You guys saw the rough. You see the rough?
Yeah.
The mower army, they have like, specialized mowers that are specifically designed to cut the rough. And they go and rake it so it stands up. So your ball finds its way down as deep as it can. And they started asking the players, what would like a 10 handicap, what would a 20 handicap finish here? What do you think you would shoot on that course?
Well, I can answer the second part of that question. What would a 20 handicap shoot, maybe,
Oh, perfect.
for myself?
Yeah.
You remember when Barstool and Prez did that, like, he played somewhere and he had, like, unlimited mulligans?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what would he shoot? And I would shoot, like, probably, like, 200 plus without any mulligans, at least.
How many golf balls would you have to bring?
All of them.
All of them.
The
just
whole
empty
pe-
out the pro shop, please.
I just need, like, the cart that, like, picks up the golf balls at the range, but, like, all, like, decent. Let's go with, like, maybe top flights. Because the top flight has probably never, ever seen that course, right? So give me, like,
Probably not.
a guy following behind me with, like, a huge cart of them. And, yeah, I'm going to go 200.
200. Yeah, I mean, that's what they were saying. I think Jason Day, a couple of them, they're like 160, 145 for like a 10 handicap.
Oh, jeez.
For
I
a,
can believe that.
They're saying, like-
what if you had a 4 caddy? I mean, that gets you
Yes.
20 back for finding your ball.
exactly. That's what
Okay.
they're saying. Like, they would have to bring, I think they said about 24 golf balls. If they only brought 12 golf balls, like half of them wouldn't even finish because they wouldn't be able to find them. Yeah,
Oh,
12.
I'd be done after the first, like, couple holes. First 12. I'm withdrawing.
I'm withdrawing. But no, good stuff. It was entertaining. The USGA is doing like rotation of courses now. So like they're going back there again, I think in 2030.
30.
I think 2030. So that's 50 years all the US Open. So like Pebble Beach, I think Shinnecock, Oakmont, and Pinehurst to kind of put the history to it.
I like
Because
that.
like Augusta, everybody loves Augusta, and how the history of Augusta, the course.
Yeah.
So they're kind of keeping that iconic courses that they've had historic venues at.
Well, speaking of tradition and prestigious things, our team just won the Ryder Cup, baby.
There we go.
Me and DA, let's go. We
I
took it
mean-
down. My cousin Vinny over the handicapable Tardos or whatever their name
We
is.
had the lead going in the singles. We were up by 1, and then nobody decided to play in singles.
Yeah, 16-14. Despite my best efforts to sabotage our team.
Yes.
0-3-1.
You, I don't think you were going to finish at Turnberry, and that wasn't even the U.S. Open conditions.
Yeah. No, I was. I was getting a little saucy there at the end.
Little sus.
Yeah, you know I get saucy when I get quiet because I'm pretty drunk right now. This is bad.
This
Words can't
Adderall
form.
is not
Yeah.
working right now.
The drugs. I took the drugs, but the drugs are not working at the moment. Listen, I might be better off honestly if like I could just be like an actual Ryder Cup captain and just like drive around on a golf course.
Just drive.
It might be better.
That'd be pretty funny, actually.
Right?
Non-playing Ryder Cup captains.
Let's think about it.
Okay.
Could be. Put it in the.
Next time Jason's playing, you guys need to find one more person because
Yeah.
I am not a playing captain.
So I said the best part about doing that draft was I knew I wasn't going to get picked last. So
I knew I was good.
I'm already the captain. So it's great. I'm not the fat kid in dodgeball.
I mean, who is Ben Kennedy too? I don't know who he is.
But you know now. Y'all know who he is now.
Yeah. Well,
But
his record did not show it.
I
too
think
well.
it was the cold plunge video.
The coach.
Cold
I,
plunge video.
That was
that was impressive. 3:45 in the morning. Like, what'd you get? Like 3 hours sleep, maybe?
Yeah, just about 3 or 4 hours. Yeah. I figured. I mean, wasn't gonna. I was up at like 2:45, taking care of my daughter, and then I was like, I'm not going back to bed.
Phil in the ice bath.
Yeah, I was like, let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Let's just send a little motivational video to the boys, and,
Freaking
hey, it worked out.
psycho.
Worked out.
It's amazing. I was glad that I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, though.
Oh yeah.
You got woken up, or you woke up. What the hell? Why
Yeah.
is there 1,500 text messages?
I mean, it's a prereq that every time I'm in a group chat, I turn off the alerts of every group chat immediately, because I don't want that. I can't be having that happen. Dinging all the
Did
time.
you have anybody ruin it with an Android phone in your group?
Nope.
Wow, that's
Yeah, which
impressive.
is great.
I didn't think you're allowed in the Ryder Cup with an Android phone.
There are a few people we do make exceptions for.
Oh.
That should
But-
be a stipulation.
It should be in the golf league resume that we have everybody fill out
Yeah.
for new members.
the
Do you
second
have an
question.
iPhone or an Android?
Second question: handicap and iPhone.
Android, you immediately are rejected. You don't even go to the next wave.
Yeah. Well, I did put the first group chat, like, I put the group together after we drafted and, like, sent out a text, like, hey, I'm the captain, it's going to be great. And then the, like, instant response from Kevin Stroll, unsubscribe. I was like, awesome. It's going to be great.
Great team chemistry.
Already got the intangibles working.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Dave, we got to tell you who the sponsor is here. And it's the name of our sponsor that's sponsoring this episode is actually called OnlyToes.
Oh.
Yeah, and you being the spokesperson for the company, I figured you might want to give them a little plug here, and tell the fans out there what it's all about.
Guys, I only, go with sponsors that really speak to me. So, Dave Anderson here. You might know me from, let's be honest, absolutely nothing. So, but now today, I am the face for radio of OnlyToes. Come for the corns, stay for the emotional damage. OnlyToes, proudly lowering our standards 1 foot at a time.
How long have you been associated with OnlyToes?
Since I got gout,
Since you got caught.
it's amazing what they were able to do.
Oh, they sound great. Check them out, guys. OnlyToes. They'll make us go, and Brian's fridge is stocked full.
Yeah, appreciate you supporting us.
Yeah.
Sponsors are great, but a little bit
Love what you
background.
guys are doing.
Yeah, a little background about DA. You got a little 7.1 handicap. All right, so I would say above average of the friend group here. Ryder Cup stats: you've played in 6 events. You're 8, 9, and 7, with 5 cups won.
Only one
Only
loss.
one loss. Do you remember what loss that was, or what team you're on? It was probably my team.
yeah.
'cause All I
It
do
was-
is lose.
It was the early one last year.
The early one last year, so let's see here.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
5-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, he's looking at.
So you were on Talon's team, is what you were.
Oh.
So you were on the same team as me. That's why.
Yep.
That's why you lost.
Oh, okay. So you're
Yeah.
the opposite of me.
So I should just be picked last in Ryder Cup every time because it's not good.
Yeah, I'm really a vibes guy, not a deliverables type of a guy, as you can tell from
Yeah.
my record.
You're not bringing the team down. You're not leading the charge, but
No.
you're bringing the vibes.
Yes.
That wasn't. That I texted you. That was an important reason why I picked you.
That's what you can always count on.
I could count on that,
I could.
and you did. We won. So we're just again, we won the Ryder Cup 16-14.
Yes.
Out there.
Tony's not here. Why are you
He's gonna
yelling
listen,
at me?
He's gonna listen to the episode like 4 times, so he's gonna hear it 4 times. Well, I guess 8 now.
Well, he might break another putter listening to this episode too.
Oh, that's on him.
Knowing that he lost
That's on him.
and try to return it.
Oh, all right, Da. Tell the fans what you do for work, and we're gonna hop into some questions. What do you do for work?
Yeah, so I work for a company that makes plastic bottles for food. So I work
Exciting.
It's riveting. It really is. So I spend my life on airplanes and driving 3 hours away from cities you've heard of to places they put food in bottles. It's quite boring.
For how long have you done that?
This one's 6 years, but just packaging 18 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you must be very good at putting stuff into plastic bottles, because that's a good money years.
Yeah, the stories I could tell.
Well, we
See the
have time.
countryside. Just see the
You do.
good old America.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Hampton Inns. It's
Lot.
great. It is really solid stuff.
Platinum Elite member for the Hampton Inn. What does it get you? Extra syrup. at the continental breakfast.
Does. You get that day's pancakes every day.
You get that day's pancakes.
Not the ones that are like, all right, those, we're throwing those out.
Oh, these are for the Continental Breakfast, not our Platinum Elite members.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Good stuff. All right, well, tell us how you know, like, how are you a part of this league? Who do you know? Who are your friends?
Yeah. So going back, I've known Ryan since, hell, he was probably early teens. I was probably 15, 16. So a while back, we both worked at the same place growing up, our first jobs, a place called Funway, roller skating rink, batting cages, things like that. He was playing inline hockey back in those days. And then as he got older, he worked there. So I spent nearly a decade working there through high school, college, and a little bit over the years. And then we both went to Northern, but kind of different crews. He was hanging out with Tony, living the degenerate life. And then I was a few
Tony
years
comes up again.
Yeah, I was a few years older. So, by the time he was 21, I was kind of on my way out of college. But we were roommates for 1 year when I was working and he was still in school, but I was out of town most of the time. So it didn't seem there. So, but over the years, I mean, he taught me to golf. So my mediocreness is on him, and then obviously over through him met Tony, and then Tony's kind of how we got in with all you guys, and then the rest you guys know.
I love that.
At least there's a success story of Ryan bringing golf in, because your handicap's a lot better than Tony's.
Yeah, it's not the teaching skills on
Is
Ryan.
that the-
It's really the execution point.
It's the execution. But inline hockey, do you even have that anymore? Do they even do that? Is that
Yeah.
even a thing in inline
Yeah.
hockey? No?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm not saying it's a huge thing, but it's out there.
Yeah.
He's playing the sport game.
Yeah,
He plays it real good.
It's crazy how this group has just grown. Everybody keeps bringing other buddies in or other friends in, and it's just next thing you know, you got 24 guys for Ryder Cup that are like all buds and all friends and competitive too.
Yeah, we have no problem filling that out.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But if you look at Ryder Cup, I know you got invited to it.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things about Ryder Cup, and I guess playing an event, or when you're the first event versus what you think is your sixth event?
I mean, it is a great group of guys, right? And I think you've grown it so much, and I'm kind of a B-level player in your guys' crew because I'm not in the league, which is unfortunate for me because I travel. Would love to do it, but so I tend to golf with guys I probably have, like Jake Trojan I played with this time around. He was fun to play with, but it seems like every go around, even though I'm at, how many am I at? Six,
yeah.
I think every year I still play with another new guy here or there, so that's always fun. The crew is great. The chirp level is top notch, which is really a requirement for me.
It's really a requirement. Yep.
And everyone's a good sport that I've never seen. Well, I guess some of the other not good sports have left that group over the years, but everyone there is a good sport.
Yep.
So it's a great time. I think the only thing that sucks is it's early as hell and it's halfway to Wisconsin. But you got to do it to get a full day. I get it.
Well, how about I remember your first one that you were playing. It was you and Connor, I think, Ryan's brother.
Yeah.
And it was, you're like, oh, all-day golf outing, just kind of sip them back and have fun. And next thing you know, it's like, well, this is actually like a competitive, or like it's kind of changed a little bit. Like, oh, well, maybe.
Yeah. That had to be the event that you and I finished as singles against Ace, where you were slammered.
Oh, yeah. That was definitely the first one. That was
Ace
definitely
was
the first one.
getting so pissed. Like, Dave was just driving the golf cart, like, in front of him and stuff. Like, oh, God. He was getting on him.
That definitely doesn't sound like me at all.
Oh, no. It was another Dave Anderson.
Was that the Splitting Aces one, I wonder? If was that one?
It sounds right. I mean, definitely the event was sold to me as an all-day golf outing. And it's definitely transitioned to a more serious event over the time. So I've definitely cut back on my partake, at least until the back half. But it's still a great time. Love the format. Always would love to tweak it because it's just my nature to tweak. But, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's shocking how close it typically ends up. No matter how bad it seems to get, it tends to end pretty close.
It does. All right, well, being that, what would you tweak in it without the course?
Yeah.
Without the course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We joke about that.
Yeah.
So one I was curious about, we talked about this yesterday, is that whole playing your own handicap versus adjusting for small. I wonder how that would play out. I think talking to Jake as being the low handicap guy, you definitely got to play lights out to do it, and some of those guys maybe. But then again, Ryan, I think he went 4-0 and he's a low handicap, right? Yep. So is it real? I'm not sure. I think on the morning scramble, I love you to push it to the tips because it's a scramble and it just changes the way it plays for the day. You're not playing the same twice.
Okay.
So just interesting that tweak there. I don't have a ton of tweaks. Like it is a great event. I mean, I hate alternate shots sometimes because it's stressful, but it should be in there. Like it's made to be in there. But that's kind of like the big ones that I could imagine right this second. And on the start time, I would love to start an hour later. An hour later. I don't like early golf.
The scramble from the tips, it's not bad at all. No. Thinking about it. Because I know the Alta shot, one of the things that I find difficult with is that you're not teeing off in every hole. You're not playing both the par threes. So then you come to singles, and now every hole matters, and every shot matters. It's difficult.
Yeah.
But the handicap, also the different, because then you'd get, it switches because the strokes would be on the easier holes versus the harder holes is what it would be.
Yeah.
So you'd play the easier holes all straight up, and then the harder holes you'd get the strokes if everybody plays their own. I've seen it both ways.
And I wonder if you could flip it. If the course would let you, like start the morning on the back nine one for the second event of the year. Just to change it, you're not always doing the scramble on the same nine, and it might change it completely by flipping it.
Okay.
So we're not all doing the same thing.
I like that. Those are good suggestions.
Yeah. One year it was flipped. We had a tee off on the opposite, and then there was also another year we had to play the front 4 times in a row because the back was flooded. So we got about 5 inches of rain the night before, and they were almost not even going to open the course up. It was brutal. God. But
I will say your organization cleaned up the cluster that is the morning quite a bit, so that was solid.
Yeah, that's huge. The prepay and with the range and everything being all set up, and it just almost feels like a country club.
It does. The range is one of the best. Like you have 24 people all out there hitting golf balls. You have the one team on one side and the other team. Yeah. It feels like a true Ryder Cup event with the team colors and then the chirping, of course, that already starting.
Oh yeah, that's great. Dave.
Yeah.
They say that the eyes are the window to the soul, but in your case, it's the veneers. That's completely unrelated to this question, but can you tell us your best best cart girl story?
Oh, that this group doesn't know.
This group doesn't know.
Well, we get a lot of likes and a lot of listens out there, so
we got 4,000 impressions already.
Whatever the fuck that means.
It's just a big number.
I just like it. Just
same person clicking.
No, it's how many times that they've showed up on a YouTube search. So
okay,
we're getting seen, but we're not clickbaiting them enough. So me and Jason are going to put
we're gonna work the algorithm.
Provocative picture up there.
Probably Dave as a thumbnail.
I mean, recently I can kind of work backwards. I mean, we had a recent entertaining one where we definitely had a firecracker for a cart girl in Palm Springs. Who promptly calls you out if you joke about having a triple for your drink. Apparently that's a thing. It's not just doubles.
Oh.
And promptly led to someone throwing up. So that was entertaining. That was very entertaining.
Oh, gosh.
Had cart girls drive me around the course once while also very intoxicated during a fantasy football outing. That was fun.
How did that happen?
That was at Blackberry, which always top-notch hospitality at Blackberry.
So you just decided, I'm just done playing. I'm going to hop in with you and drive around to every group?
No, she just figured I needed an extra special ride. Maybe I might have been falling over. You never know.
Sir, we need to take you straight to the clubhouse. You need to get out of here.
I think double stacking fantasy football golf outings 2 days in a row was a little rough, as my friend Ryan can attest. I had to go back and pick him up as he was unable to drive to the second one.
Because he was unable to drive.
So that was a good one. So
okay.
That's good ones. Well, not just golf. You're also an avid racing fan, right? People probably don't know that about you.
Yep.
So can you explain Indy for those who don't know it, and give us another crazy story from Indy?
All right. So Indy, biggest one-day sporting event in the entire world. So right now, kind of working its way back up. It kind of hit its peak in the 80s and 90s. It was up over 400,000 people back in those days. Now, I think the last one was just over 350. Every seat sold out. And it's just a giant party. It's a great time. You know, you spend $130 for your ticket, but you can bring a whole handle of whiskey in with you as long as it's not glass. And
I can't believe that it's like legal to bring that in. Like,
yeah, as long as it's not glass. So it's just a party. There's an EDM concert inside the track during the race. There's people everywhere. It's a great time. It's a whole weekend. We run an RV. Just a good old fashioned good time. So like $500 gets you an RV, a camping site, a couple dinners, racing, good times. But typically, you got to be the marathon drinker. So 3 days doesn't sound like much, but it's typically, especially at this point, as we're turning middle age, it'll bite somebody every year.
Yeah. So, how many years have you been doing that?
My first year was 2009, so I've been doing it every year since. I'll probably do it for 50 years. I mean, obviously the group will come and go, but it's been good. But a lot of the other guys. A lot of guys started maybe a year or two after me in my group have stayed with it. Connor's one of the ones that hasn't missed one since he's been in there. But, you know, I had to take Connor to urgent care 2 hours after he got there, the first time he ever got there, because he took a glass bottle off the head. So, you know, it's good times.
It's good. That's good time.
Yeah,
I remember the one story that you were telling me, the Blackhawks. That was playoff or whatever you guys did.
I think it might have been 15, but literally we were still tent camping back then, so we had 2 cars, and I rented a U-Haul trailer for all of our stuff, and brought a TV, and I bought an extra DirecTV dish off Facebook Marketplace, found a crappy app, and spent probably an hour and a half tweaking it, RCHs, left and right to try to get a signal, finally got it, and then we had the game on in front of the trailer. It probably had 50, 60 people there. And I brought my garage stereo too, so just get the sound up loud enough too. But it was the conference finals. I want to say it was the Red Wings, but I could be wrong. But it was probably one of the coolest nights.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Vibes guy, what'd I tell you?
50, 60 people just like all showing up around around your tent.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 days just camping. That sounds miserable. But
it's really 2 nights, right? You go Friday morning, you get down there at 2:00, so you got the rest of the day Friday. But now at the RV, you're having libations the entire way down there. So really, the day starts at like 9.
A whole different thing.
That's awesome.
Good times.
Sweet.
Some random question here.
Yeah.
We were on a golf trip, and I don't know if many people know this, but can you explain what the Wisconsin state bird is?
It's the chirp.
The chirp.
Yeah. So, I didn't discover this. It's just something I learned over time of being up there. But anytime you hit a subpar shot and it goes out, you're gonna hear something. Like there's just these birds. They're always in the bushes around the golf courses. I don't know if it's just the way they're there, but they're just calm in there. So every time you hear, just a crappy little blocked out tee shot, you hear chirp, chirp, chirp.
I'd be hearing a lot of fucking chirps.
There would have been a lot in Ryder Cup for you.
Gosh.
Yeah. It travels too. I've heard it down here as well. It's a multi-state bird.
I think it's really centered around like the Lac La Belle area. It's really bad, but it's kind of spanned out in multiple directions. And those birds don't tend to throw the Tony bounces back, so they're fun.
You got to be careful though too in the Wisconsin area, Lac La Belle. You might find some Wisconsin gators.
Yes,
you got to look out for Wisconsin gators.
Yes. Those are the ones where it's still in, but yet the ball doesn't seem to be where you thought it was. And so those are entertaining. You can never see them though. The ball just disappears.
I heard one that was a Wisconsin stripper. A little chunky, but she's still dancing.
It's close to Wisconsin gator.
Yeah.
Cheese curds and beer. Gotta look out. That's the appetite. That's the diet. But
good.
All right.
You gotta stay warm in the winter.
Gotta stay warm. Gets cold up there. But
who's your dream foursome for golf?
People I know?
Yeah, no, anybody.
Anybody.
I know I'd be in your dream foursome, like it was people you knew, but
okay.
Outside of that,
okay.
anybody, dead or alive.
Obviously Tiger. It's a pretty easy one there. Always been a Fowler fan my whole life, even back in the bright ass orange. Underachieved in his career, but I think would be great. God, who else would be good? I feel like Bill Murray would be hilarious. I got to round that out.
Okay.
To get
I like it. Ricky, Bill, Murray, and Tiger.
I don't think they would blend well together, but it's like each individual I feel like is a winner.
Yeah, you'd be riding with Bill Murray for sure.
Yeah.
Tiger and Ricky are going.
They'd be way too serious.
Yeah. That's good. Good answer. I like that. What do you got from Brian? You got one more?
Yeah, I got one more question here. So this is back to golf related. What professional do you think your swing most is like imitation of?
God, even this has changed over the years. I think I heard the Leishman a lot of times.
Leishman?
Mark Leishman over the
Interesting.
years.
Okay. I can kind of see it. The big,
slow, lazy, big guy.
Yeah.
Moves.
A lot of GI.
Hot GI factor, gut inertia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got inertia there. And he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
So you got that
Making
going.
millions on Live now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think that's all the questions we have, right, Jason? Anything else you want to add? Anything else about?
Hey, you want to plug some more plastic bottles, or you're sick of those?
No, I think I'm actually busy enough. I'm not even going to tell you the company name. I just want to be left alone.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into Strokes of Genius, which is our prediction of match outcomes.
Real man of genius.
I know we had a little hiatus, but can you, Brian, you recap where we were at?
Yeah.
What we did last week and records and stuff.
So for DA of this section, what we do is we pick matches that are for the golf league.
Okay.
And we have Jason will pick and our guest will pick to see who do we think that will win this match tomorrow or whatever next week is. So with the stats through week 7, we have last week week 7 it was. Jason had 2 wins, 1 loss, so he's 5-4 for the season. I had 1 win and 2 loss, so I'm 3-6. So I just am horrible at this. And our guests are close to my record. They were 2 wins and 1 loss. They're 5-8 for the year. So with that, if you were looking at last week's matches or the week 7 matches, were Front Porch, Fun Bags versus Beauty and the Beast, and they tied, so everybody lost on that one. Then it was 3-putt Specialists versus Dirty Birdies. Dirty Birdies won, so me, Jason, and the guest Tony all won that one by predicting it. And then match 3 was the King and Duck versus 4-3, and Jason and Tony won, and I lost. So,
That's right.
looking at matches this week.
We got 5 matches.
You probably don't even know who these
Oh,
teams
you have to
are.
tell me who's in the teams.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
ask me because I don't have a fucking clue. I've been in this league for so long.
Yeah, he still does.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Don't
running
do that.
thing. Like, I don't know.
Nobody knows, it seems like.
give me my
I'm the only
team.
one that knows, I guess, what your own team
He's
is.
like, oh, you're playing Parland Bar. I'm like, what the fuck's that? No disrespect.
Your worst nightmare.
No disrespect. I just don't know.
But,
what it is.
all right. Match 1 is Dirty Birdies versus Different Strokes. So this is Kurt and Thunberg versus Steve Talon and Maurice.
Want me to go first?
Me?
I'll go first. I'm gonna still ride Different Strokes.
Okay?
I really Mo's been putting in the work, man.
Different Strokes is tied for first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve's been playing. Yeah, I'm going Different Strokes.
Okay? What do you think, DA?
After talking to Ryan yesterday, I'm gonna go with Different Strokes as well.
We don't have enough time to go into his therapy session recap. So
I'm going Dirty Birdies because I want Different Strokes to lose because they're in first place tied with us.
See, and that's why your record is what it is. If you're choosing for a certain reason and not who you think is going to win, that's why you get a bad record.
It's true.
Yep.
Jason has brought this up. Are you just picking the opposite so the other team gets picked? No, I'm not. This is who I honestly think. That's why I am horrible at gambling, too.
the pain minds
I
eyes.
just lost a lot of money in the U.S. Open as well. All right.
We don't have time to discuss all that.
Next one, 3-putt Specialists versus Beauty and the Beast. So that is Dave Steele and Ben Kennedy versus Ryan Dahl and Sean Worrell.
I'm gonna go first again. I'm gonna go Ben and Steele. For no reason.
For no reason.
Just off the cuff.
Ryan did shoot a 42 last week. take the fuzzy two glove open.
I still don't know who Ben Kennedy is. I've never met him. So I'm not picking him. I'm going to pick Sean.
Beauty and Beast?
Yeah.
All right, Beauty and Beast. All right, I'm going Beauty and Beast as well. I think they're on a little hot streak here, Sean and Ryan. And I think, they'll take it home.
Next
All
one
right.
is Beaver Party versus 4 for 3.
So Beaver Party is Tony and Kev versus Nick Blackshaw and Matt Howarth. So this is Tony's team.
I know who I want, but I'll go last this time because I don't want to influence you, Brian.
Okay.
I mean, Tony and his box of crayons did play decent yesterday. So
Tony and his box
it
of
pains me to see him win, but I'll pick him.
Ooh. I'm going Beaver Party as well. Tony did play well, and I want 4 for 3 to lose.
Give me 4 for 3. Nick's been playing great. How's still?
Yeah, that's got to come to an end soon.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. All right, next one. We got the King and Duck versus Front Porch Fun Bags.
I don't even know who it is. I'm going front porch.
Nice.
All right. We're just blindly
I'll
going.
stop you there.
I love that.
Yes.
Sometimes you just know a horse by the name that you're going to pick.
And you're going to definitely like who it is when we tell you he's on the team.
Oh, even better.
It's Jake and Chris.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, so
Even better.
You just knew it. I've thrown shade on Danny and Dave the whole season, so I'm gonna go them.
King and Duck. All right. I'm going with Front Porch Fun Bags too. I think.
Flip that.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah.
Front Porch Fun Bags. I'm going with that too. I just can't. I've picked the Danny day before, and Danny still needs to get that driver figured out. And last one here.
Damn it. All right, next match.
Bogey Bros versus I Like Big Putts. So that is Dan Jacklow and Adam Pride, which I don't think you know who any of those guys are, versus Brian Palumbo and my brother. So
I know one of 4.
you know, one of 4. So I Like Big Putts versus Bogey Bros.
I like big putts. Everyone's celebrating bogeys. I'm not sure their expectations are high enough.
All right, Jay.
I'm gonna go at big putts. Aren't Bogey Bros at the bottom?
Yeah.
I'm going big putts. They're gonna continue their slide.
I'm going with I Like Big Putts too. I'm going with the wave, so that way if you lose, at least we're all losing.
I was gonna say
not losing any ground.
We have different picks on all of them except for match 5. So this could be really good or really bad.
really bad.
Yeah.
But
Good.
thanks for joining this little strokes of genius there.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
And for with the Just a Bit Outside podcast, Dave, we really appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. Hope it was fun.
Great time.
And last but not least, one more final thank you to our sponsor, OnlyToes, built for speed, but mostly for creeps. Bye, everybody.
See you.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Better than most. Just a bit outside.
Here's the draw. 2, 1, the shot. That's the end of the game.